Hi there, my name is Amy Murphy and I am the owner of Yoga Grow in downtown Fredericton. This video is Vitality Flow. This is a great short practice that you can do at home to energize yourself, to bring your heat up. Expect a good amount of strength and a focus on twists in Vitality Flow. This is a great tool for you if Yoga Grow is closed for a holiday or if you can't quite make it to class. So I hope that you enjoy. Child's pose to start. Knees wide, sit your hips back in the direction of your heels. Strengthen child's pose by squeezing, almost clawing your fingers into your mat. Your elbows elevate towards the ceiling. As those elbows lift, your armpits pull down towards the floor. Right away, we take ourselves forward and up into a cat pose. Your belly is on high alert. Go ahead and walk your knees beneath your hips and a little bit closer than you typically would. The legs touch together, your hands are one palm print ahead, so they are ahead of your shoulders. From this deep cat pose, from this large scoop of the back, keep yourself relatively round, lean your hips back in the direction of your heels. Find a very tentative child's pose, the body folded over and closed off. With those claw-like hands, bring yourself very buoyantly forward into cat yet again. With the tight chin, move beyond your cat pose. Your hips lean in towards your face. When you're naturally left with that decision to lift your chin, you do so, and then you allow the tops of the feet to pressure down. Take your chin right back onto your throat. Squeeze your fingers, push the floorboards down to round into cat. Take the seams out of this and lean directly back into your child's pose. I'll show you a couple more. Let's keep moving through cat. The hips slingshot forward into upward dog. With the legs are down, they're just pressing hard into the floor. Chin curls first. Back bumps up. Hips lean very tentatively back towards the heels. One more flow, flicker the hips forward so that they push your chest then pushes your chin. You're in this version of upward dog. The elbow creases are smiling out wide. Fold into your child's pose and then barely move forward. Think of shifting straight up to a downward dog, your first downward dog. Let your big toes move in towards midline. They touch or they nearly touch. Your legs start to act like they are one leg. Your hands push the floorboards down and away. Flip your right foot over and just have a look at those pointed right toes. See the whole line of that right ankle opening and stretching. Point your toes so much that your leg begins to float up high. It lifts to its maximum and then your hip crease peels open. And then you purposely bring your heel into your sit bone. Purposely as in with some slow hamstring strength. The back of your leg fires up here. Then first to heat the body and to control it, click that right hip square. Elevate this left heel and then drive your knee in towards your nose. Push the floor down so that you rise up. Back carefully out the way that you came in. Poke that right knee up to the ceiling a touch higher. Let the left heel move up, close your hip, hollow your guts to get the right knee beneath you, chin firm to the throat. Right about here, look at your thumbs, quietly, confidently place the right foot between your hands. Your chest flicks up, both palm prints over to the left, wiggle your right foot wide over to the side, and then for now, fall into gravity. Let your hips settle down. Let your hands even feel heavy here. Then phase one, to get the body more energized, more pulled towards center line, includes some height. So let's tent up onto both hands. Your chest immediately opens wider. Add a stronger dart back through the left heel. The left thigh bone goes straight up to the ceiling. With an open chest, your right fingers get even lighter. Your right elbow bends. That will inspire your chest to turn to the right. Your elbow points up as high as it'll go before your hand flings up into your revolved low twist. Add the pressure back of the left heel. Spread your right fingers to express the pose and then close right up the way that you came in. Your elbow bends. An open chest becomes a square one. Tap your fingers down. That is your little floss. You take it seriously here. Your legs stay consistent. Your right rib cage is especially the moving part here. Reach it up a final time to stay. Turn from the lower side of your body. Let your left rib cage contour you and twist. Reach up as high as you can. Your spread hand reaches wide out to the side. You have this moment of airplane arms. Frame the front foot in. Wiggle the foot into center. Plant your palms, tuck your chin. Heel taut to the sit bone. Push that right knee back up to where it came from. And then no stopping. Keep the heat up as you close your hip. Pull that right knee beneath you. Confidently place the right foot. Tent the fingers instantly and then bend your right elbow right away. Open into your low lunge twist. This time stretch your arm over your ear. You reach until you become squared off to the front of the mat. For me, I'll hop the left heel gently in with the bent left knee, roll up. Your sit bones drive down the way that they would for cat pose. Once you're all the way up, your arms are then part of the circle. They reach as well. Stretch your fingers, push up through the left heel. Stare to the front right corner of your mat. Let the right arm slowly move down. Your hips scissor together. Your arms pry apart. Wait for a breath that really consumes the right rib cage like a little pump of air. That right filling lung will lift your right arm back up to center. Swan dive over, jet your chest towards the wall that is in front of you. Your butt can stick out a little bit. Frame in the front foot. Curl chin to throat as in cat. Tight heel to sit bone. With toes fanned or pointed, bring the right knee up again. Close your hip, hollow yourself to get the right knee beneath you. Silently step your foot. Instant tent of fingers, right elbow bends and does its work to open your chest, to demand that the rib cage turns right. Arm goes over ear to vary that length and strength of your side body. Frame in the front leg. Buckle that left knee a little bit and do it all over again. Roll up. Push through the left heel to circle arms and reach all the way up. Very delicately drop or control the right arm down. Check in that your sit bones are catting and really scooping beneath you. Like an air pump, the right rib cage, the right lung fills your back upright. This time prayer the palms together. Sit the right hip backwards as your fingertips cut forwards. Right about here, pull your belly up as in cat. Hook your left elbow to your outer knee. With some drama, roll the right shoulder back. Motion your wrists towards your right hip. Your eyes can be on the side wall, perhaps on your right elbow, perhaps where the wall and the ceiling meet. Pay attention to the left heel, really push it back. Feel the vagueness of the inside of that left heel and try and poke through that very part of your foot. Then as if you're in slow motion, like you've slowed down the camera, slowly untangle to a reverse warrior. Your back heel is the last thing to land. Add some pressure to the right big toe joint. Stretch your right arm up. Feel the breath of this left lung, this left shoulder that's beneath you, and reach high, high and hard with the right hand. Cartwheel all the way to a three-legged dog. Frame this front foot. Get the right knee up into the air. Left heel will need to unplug. And then your very last right-legged action, square your hip. Hollow yourself, get the right foot between the hands. Instant finger tent, chest open, bow right elbow, go reaching into your revolved twist. Arm over ear, a long right body until you feel like you can close off square. Little buckle in the left knee to help roll you up. Define the left heel as your arms circle high. As soon as those arms both surface, allow the right one to get down towards the floor. Eyes can follow. Like you're pumping a tire, that right rib cage has enough air to inspire the right arm up. Palms do prayer, your butt sits back, your fingers slice forward. Cat your spine to enable this left elbow to hook. And then drama this right shoulder down and back, wrists towards the right hip. Lots of definition in the left heel. Don't let it get away from you. Feel this right footprint. You might spread your right toes out, just like I'm doing. That'll help this transition to be a little nicer, a little cleaner. Slow to your reverse warrior. Left hand is light on the back leg. And for this final version, we are adding on, strictly reach this right arm up, perhaps backwards, and then bend your elbow. Let the bent arm land on your front bent leg. This left hand will detach. Side angle stretch. Shove weight into the left footprint. Put your eyes directly in your right palm print. Bend the top arm, prayer the hands together. Before you know it, the body is chambering beneath you. Left elbow hooks, left heel unplugs, fancy but doable. Wrists towards your right hip. Should be warm. You can spread out these right toes in preparation for your transition. Smooth, slow motion to your reverse warrior. The arms spread out. Left heel lands, your breath really blows this right arm up. Just downward dog. A flow that gently adds on. Let your heels and your sit bones rise, so heighten your down dog. Now tuck your chin and bend your knees. Start to bring those knees down like they're lowering a floor, like an elevator would. They tap down. You're already in cat. Release the toes. Lean back into a tentative child's pose. Then, like rolling out a carpet, pull forward through cat. Lean and spill into an upward dog. Get the triceps to wrap backwards. And this time you'll float the shins. Tuck your chin deeply onto your throat. This is your first roll out. With your eyes into your body, push your hands down. Look at your own guts as you push and slope the thigh bones up. Stay on your toes as long as you can manage. When you're forced to, you flip the feet over. That's like a space keeper between hands and the feet. Your gaze is fixed on the feet as the left one flips. We'll do it all on the other side. Point the toes, inspire that leg to rise up. Open your hip, bend your knee. Close your hip as you elevate this right heel up and simply hold the first time round. Scoop your guts and feel the ability to pull your body off the mat. Back it out. Believe that you can stretch up a millimeter higher with that knee. And then with a strong, committed belly, get your body lifted high enough so that you can confidently bring the left foot to the hands. Chest rises when you get the opportunity to do so. Hands to the right, left foot to the left. Make your way into gravity here. Let your body sit down. Let your hands be heavy. And then really seek out that architecture to start building your body more effectively. Tent your fingers, suck the left hip back, push the right heel back as well. From a square chest, this left hand that's already light starts to lift. Your elbow seeks out the ceiling. You turn from your ribs. You complete it with a straight arm with a flick of the hand. Top arm bends, and then you will gradually just become square as you return this left hand. Let's do it 3 more times. Stay up for the reach that follows here. You already know how to motion the left lung, the left arm, so spin deeply from the underside, from the right rib cage. Keep the distance of this reaching arm, maybe add 1 millimeter of distance as you reach to the left. The arm airplanes wide, you frame the front foot in, you could wiggle the foot to accommodate. Tuck chin, push hands, heel to sickle. Back it out, toes pointed or fanned, whatever makes you feel stronger. Adding on, elevate the right heel, get the left knee beneath you. Silently step your foot. Immediate fingertips, left elbow bows up. You take on your twist. Twist becomes a side reach, palm towards the front wall, frame in your front leg. You will likely, naturally want to hop that right foot in a touch, bend that back leg, roll up. When the hips pull you down like an anchor, that's the time to pull your thumbs back and begin the circling of your arms. Watch my right heel. Right here it goes back. Look left, let the left arm fall down with control. Your hips want for a center line, they squeeze together. Meanwhile, your arms pull apart. A breath of air will shift this left lung nice and big and float your left arm back up to your original crescent lunge. As soon as you feel your hands hitting the air, use an exhale to dive over this front leg. Scoop your belly up. Hike that heel to the sit bone. Get the knee up to a believably higher level. Close your hip. Really push the floorboards down to swarm the body over the knee. Quietly step your foot. Tented fingers. Left arm goes reaching. Hips stay down as your arm circles over your ear. You're already framed up to roll into crescent lunge. Left arm drops down with control. Your own breath boosts that left arm right back up to its height. Check in with the hips, drag them down. From prayered palms, start to lean forward. Hike your belly to scoot that right elbow beneath you. Take your first twist on this side. From your low body right here, big roll back with the left shoulder. Your wrist line seeks out the left hip. Reverse warrior, nice and slow. Spread out the left toes, really locate that front foot. The hands will break the chain. The right heel hits the floor last. Left arm is very representative here. Three-legged dog, your hands motion to the floor. You can lean into this. Natural unplug of your back heel. And sweep up accordingly. Last left-legged motion before we move on. Right heel up, hip closed. Drag in, place your foot. Instant fingertip lift, chest opens, left arm goes reaching. Left arm goes over ear, just enough that you can frame your torso in. Perhaps the hand doesn't touch, you roll up. Dart through that right heel to circle your arms. As soon as your fingers feel the height of the air, go ahead and drop the left arm. Like scooping heavy air, reach that arm out wide. Keep pressure in this front left big toe. Your prayer twist here. Sit bones seek down as your hands hover forward. Pike the belly up an extra time before you get your right elbow beneath you. Huge circle from the left shoulder down. As before, a very controlled, a very containered little explore to your reverse warrior. This left straight arm really straightens, and then it really bends. The elbow breaks through the surface of the air. Your bent arm hits your bent leg, right arm goes circling. Get a moment to lengthen your right body out. Then use your eyes to help you look right into that left palm, prayer the top hand on top of it. And don't stop moving. This back heel picks up, and there you go, twist. And then another time to a reverse warrior. The hands break the chain. The back foot is stealthy as it turns. Heel lands last. Downward dog. Because you're keeping the heat up, we won't stay. Lift your heels, keep straight knees as you tiptoe forward. Go as far as you can without lifting your wrists or your palms. And then eventually widen your stance. Bend your knees, dangle your arms. Flat back, hands up the shins. The chest comes out beyond the straight, strong arms. Pull your shoulders back. Then for me, I'll wiggle my feet back into place. I feel more sturdy here. A well thought through standing forward fold. My head stays up. You bend your knees. Belly goes down first, then your ribs, and then your head. And then because there's no stopping, we'll go right into a balance pose. From dangling arms, lift the right heel. Left knee has a micro bend with dangling arms yet again. Let's roll up. The right knee is coming with you. Your torso surfaces, spread your right toes, flip the hands open. Very calmly reach your arms up. Think of the right hip as moving down and away from the right hand. With both sit bones very secure, calmly, quietly land the right foot. This is extended mountain. Once you feel your footprint, swan dive down. Legs are straight. Right here, they will bend. Standing forward fold, no stopping. Let the left heel come up and roll your way up, taking the knee in with you. When the torso gets up and out from the hips, you splay your toes, you open your hands. Your arms follow through for the balance pose. Arms stay above you like the room is thick. The left foot slowly comes down, still an extended mountain. When the footprints are there and in place, that's your alert to start diving down. You bend your knees. I'll wiggle back a little bit on my mat, come into a sturdy flat back pose. And again, so that we're not stopping, so that we are not cooling down, lift your heels up and make this very much a balanced pose. You can stay here for a few breaths, working on the feeling of having your chest farther forward than you might be familiar with. Or to take crow, two things happen at once. You plant your hands, you bend your knees. This might be your crow pose with the toe print still down, or your eyes are right here, right? Lean forward, and then maybe the toes will skip up. Strong hamstrings pull your heels tight towards your sit bones. Fingers are clawing the mat. Big long steps or a controlled shot back to a low plank. Low plank always means bent elbows. With the elbows still bent, flip one foot and then the other. Chest comes a little bit forward, but it's more of a straight up to an upward dog. Tuck your chin. Tuck your butt down towards the floor, but see how my thighs slope up. Stay on the tops of your feet. That's my end point here. That's when my feet need to flip. Lift your heels, look towards your hands. Step or float to a flat back pose. Fingers tented or right against the shins. Standing forward fold, the knees bend to help you down. Roll up. Hips down. Arms wide and high. 2 more like that. Chest goes forward. Legs are stiff here. And they bend here. As soon as the head falls, slick the hands up the shins. Flat back. Just watch whatever room you're in that you have space. Disconnect the heels. This is your pose where you go right into crow. Remember, it's knees bend, hands down. And then tip accordingly. Maybe the toes stay connected, maybe they don't. A controlled release to a low plank. Untuck the toes. Legs are growing long behind you as you are pushing up and out of the floor. Downward dog. Do the whole thing. Flip when you are forced to. And then no resting, look to the hands, flat back. Standing forward folds. Roll up. Last one. Slowly swan dive. If this practice becomes yours, you could do this as many times as you'd like, maybe 3 or 4 more to keep the heat accelerating. Flat back. Disconnect heels. Stay in flat back or take another crow. Controlled to low plank. Reminder, low plank means bent elbows. Upward dog. Downward dog. Flat back. Standing forward folds. Both knees bend a little bit. Let the right heel pick up. Your arms are covering that leg as you bring it up with you. You've already done this. Torso goes upright, the right foot fans, your arms go circling up. Left hand stretches forward as if to shake someone's hand. It'll take hold of that bent leg. A nice diagonal reach. And then set it up, drag the left shoulder down, stick that right knee forward. The right arm will fairly naturally want to reach back. Your eyes follow it, or they don't. Like you're growing, like you've got those gadget arms, reach back. Without any loss of this arm length whatsoever, slowly reach it back up. Keep this arm in the air, lift the left one, calmly replace your foot. As soon as you've got strong footprints, go ahead and dive down. Knees buckle to get you all the way to your folds. Left heel comes up. Like a conveyor belt, you rise. Torso pulls out of the hips, left toes fan, arms circle. The right arm goes into the room like you're shaking someone's hand. It seeks out the left shin bone. Get big and tall, get your shoulders open, drag the left thumb back, and then begin to circle that left arm. Feel the tug of war of your knee going to the front of the room, your hand going to the back of the room. And then reach that arm as far as you possibly can. Gain some space on your whole exit. When you know that the torso has come back through center line, there's no more sense of corkscrew. The right arm floats up to join. The left foot really quietly lands. And your arms come down to your sides. Close your eyes. Stay in mountain pose. Make your body efficient without my cueing. Feel like you're stacked and light. Mountain pose is your Shavasana today. So allow yourself to take 10 deep breaths with eyes closed. This vitality practice, not intending to settle you down. Just to get quality air moving through you to get some energy. And hands come into heart. Chin tucks. You can blink the eyes open. And stay in that gentle standing position as long as you'd like, as your heat distributes throughout your body. And thank yourself. Namaste. Thank you for sharing your practice. Have a great day.